I'm with Mary Watkins right now at the People's Summit in Chicago. She is one of the original co-founders of the group Our Walmart and is a current national board member. She's based in Seattle. Welcome, Mary.
Hi, how are you?
Tell me first a little bit more about Our Walmart. For those who are not aware of the organization, I understand it's really one of the earliest sort of non-union pro-labor organizations that we now count among those people who are involved in like Fight for 15, right? Our Walmart's been around for a number of years now.
We've been around under different names, a couple of different names, but yes, we've been around for quite some time. And what Our Walmart is it's a group of associates. How we started was a group of associates that wanted to change the way things were in the store, as far as their individual stores. So we came up with the Our Walmart, respect for our Walmart workers. And then we decided that, our stories weren't the only ones. I mean, this was a nationwide thing, and Walmart had cornered the market on suppressing their people and their workers. And so we decided that we would come up with an organization that was made from the associates, by the associates, for the associates, right? And we've done a lot in the few years that we've gotten started. Our main focus, at first was to start the change within Walmart, to get better pay, to be able to live, make money, live better is Walmart's slogan, Well, we weren't living better, it seemed like the Waltons were the only ones living better. Our focus is to make sure that, you can go to work and do your job, plus you can, go home and feed your family because you have food, It's a shame that more than half the associates that work at Walmart are on public assistance as well, food stamps. As a matter of fact, Walmart encourages that, that you can always get food stamps, it's what they say. The no health insurance for your children, or for yourself. Oh God, there's just a whole list, of things that we're trying to change, and we want to make sure that everybody, that you can go to work, you can support your family, you can and live, and live a better life, because Walmart is one of the richest, or it is the richest corporation, that in the world. So why isn't it that you can't pay your associates a living wage? To be able to come to work and feel good about going to work. The last couple of years, the morale of the whole Walmart, and I see it from all over because I go all over the country to the Walmart protests that we do and stuff. And nobody's happy. I mean, we all have the same story, but it's different, but it's all the same, if you know what I mean.
Tell me, you were working at a Seattle Walmart. How long were you working, and what were you doing in your job?
I was working in, actually it's Federal Way, Washington.
That's near Seattle?
Yeah, it is. It's Seattle. I worked there for 15 years, and I worked in the fitting room, clothing department. Answering the phones, doing the paging, making sure the managers got, the right information that they needed and stuff. And I worked there, and I got sick probably after about 6 years into my job there at Walmart.
Did you get sick as a result of working there, or just you got sick because of life?
Oh, I got sick from being there. No, I got just life. And so I was off. I had to take a personal leave, family leave. And when I came back, that's when they informed me. Now, I was hired in 40 hours, 40 hours a week, 2,000. When I came back, they told me if I wanted to keep my job, I would have to take this part-time position as a cashier, and lose all my benefits. Now, I have been paying benefits for years, and putting away money in the stock, but I lost all of that,
Just because you took sick leave.
because the retaliation, and my retaliation came from the fact that this is what I do. I speak up for myself and other associates, and that
So were you retaliated against for taking sick leave or for speaking out?
for speaking out, mainly for speaking out, because leave of absence was just a stepping stone for them to get to the real issue. And the real issue I was saying is that, there's no respect, there's discrimination, sexual and racial, there's just, people are just working their fingers to the bone and they're not getting anywhere. Everybody's afraid that intimidation is phenomenal. I mean, it's just, there are people that won't even talk to anybody in our Walmart because if they're seen talking to people, they're probably getting fired soon. A lot of my friends that I worked with for years, like 12 years, and they wouldn't talk to me, or they'd see me and kind of went the other way, because they were told that, we were a threat to Walmart, and we wanted to take everything from them. And all we wanted to do was to help them live better and to give them the knowledge and the information that they needed, to be able to protect themselves from criminals like Walmart.
So you were still working at Walmart when you helped to start Our Walmart, or did you leave and then help to start it?
No, I was still working there, but I wasn't as active and as vocal and, being out there. So then they started to worry, they started to worry because our store at the time was one of the stores that was starting to get members and be really active in the movement and so the more I spoke out, the more interviews, then the retaliation started to come. I mean,
So you helped to start Our Walmart. How did you convince other workers to join you? And what sort of impact has Our Walmart had on improving workers' conditions at Walmart?
One of the things that I would tell the associates is, first of all, you won't get anything, and people won't respect you if you don't fight for what's rightfully yours. I mean, they have it. We work very hard for it, but yet we don't get it, We're afraid to ask for other positions or anything. So my thing is, what I would tell everybody is, it's like taking a popsicle stick. You got one, you can pop it in half. But if you got a whole bunch of popsicle sticks, you can't break it. So we need to unite. We need to come together, and we need to support each other. That way we can fight for each other. You're not alone, and you don't have to fight for yourself. You have everybody fighting with you. So
eventually you left Walmart?
No, I was wrongfully terminated from Walmart for the second time. They wrongfully terminated me in 2009. But, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that they do when they really want you out. They find ways to get you out of the store.
Did you try to appeal it, fight it legally or anything?
The first time I did in 2009, and I got my job back, and I was reinstated with everything, didn't lose anything. This time around, I have been more socially active and doing a lot more, so it was a lot harder to fight. It was, and I didn't want, after 15 years, to be treated so badly. I didn't want to go back,
So when you were fired the second time, you just basically called it quits?
From Walmart, absolutely. Just working for them, not making things right, that just gave me the energy to move on, to keep going, and to just, educate the members and non-members, of Walmart. People have a right to stand up for themselves without being afraid to be fired. People have a right to live good. People have a right to be respected, I mean, we need to learn how to respect each other as human beings, and Walmart has none of that, for...
Whose fault is it that Walmart does what it does? Because after all, in the end, Walmart is a corporation and they are not really held accountable by our government. They're, in fact, as you said, they encourage their workers to be on public assistance, which is government funded. So the government doesn't seem to hold Walmart accountable. The government doesn't. If we had a higher federal minimum wage, Walmart, like all corporations, would be forced to pay people higher, et cetera, et cetera. So, in the work that you do you also target, in addition to Walmart itself, the systemic issues in this country that make the lives of working people so much harder?
Yeah, we do. Like you were saying, who is holding Walmart accountable? Because they are a corporation. And at this point, our Walmart, we're starting to hold them accountable for their actions and, the things that they're doing. We've had success, a lot of success, in that. We've changed policies, we've gotten people their jobs back. We've educated the associates and non-associates, current and former, your rights as far as working for Walmart. We've just.
And is there also, do you feel like Walmart's announcement to raise wages to $10 an hour is something that you attribute your organizing to?
We did that. Yes, our Walmart, we did that. Of course, Walmart has taken the credit for it. They did. They went into, but we did that. We were becoming such a pain to them and
shaming them.
Yeah, and we weren't going to stop. It's like won't stop, can't stop. So, but yeah, that was due to our Walmart.
How do you see the links between the group, Our Walmart, and some of the other groups representing workers today, such as Fight for 15, etc.?
I think that, one, we're all fighting for basically the same thing, especially fast food workers as well. The pay, the working conditions, the pay. I think my thinking is that because we're all basically human rights, because human rights are equal rights, and we should put that out there. So what I think is that because being here at this convention, also the summit, there are so many people fighting for the same thing. We're just not united. I can imagine what it would be like if we had all the different groups here, organizations, and we're all fighting for 15. We're all fighting for equality, But if we're all together, we've got to find a way to put all these organizations together and demand, what it is that we deserve. It's not that we're asking for anything. We deserve this. We work very hard here, in America, and we deserve to be appreciated.
So Donald Trump got elected partly on the basis of him being able to somehow speak to the concerns of a lot of working class Americans who are struggling and who are desperate and who are angry. And of course, many of us knew that you can't pick a billionaire to do something like this. Why do you think so many struggling working class Americans felt that they could trust a billionaire to put things right when it is billionaires like him who are making decisions that don't make people's lives better?
Well, they were fooled. He talks a good talk, but as far as people were looking for something different, I don't know why they thought they'd find it in Trump. I really don't. But they were looking for something more because he made all these promises, he made all these promises. He's went to all these places campaigning all over, and they saw a ray of hope, something a little bit different than what we've been used to. And I think that is probably what swayed the majority of the votes, because I don't know. He did.
You don't feel hopeful in Trump's America that he's going to do anything for the ordinary American?
Not for the middle class, not for the minorities, people of color. Oh, no, none of that. That is not on his agenda. He says it is, but it's not on his agenda. He's like you said, he's a man of money and now power, so.
So the first person that he had set up or offered up as Labor Secretary nominee was a CEO of a fast food industry, Andy Puzder, which I'm sure indicates to you what his agenda is. So if it's very clear that he is not going to be a friend to working Americans, as it was clear to many Americans last year, how much more important does your organizing with groups like Our Walmart become in Trump's America?
How much more important is it?
Stakes higher now than even under Obama?
Absolutely, yes. Because 8 years with Obama, we knew, and we knew what we were getting and we knew how to work with him. Trump is so unpredictable that we have no idea what is next. He can tell us what's next, which is all lies and trickery, but the majority of the American people know that, we're heading in a really bad direction, with him. Being our commander in chief, so, and I can see things getting a lot worse unless we all come together and stand together and tell him no, because to me it seems like that he is stepping us backwards, and and we've worked so hard as a country, America, to keep moving forward and progress, our racial equality, our mothers. Fathers, sick people, disability, Trump wants to not have anything to do with that, although he lies and says he does, but I can see it going away.
Do you also hold his whole party accountable? I mean, look at what the Republican Party has done with the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we had a Medicare for All system, Walmart workers would have one less thing to worry about. Oh, because all workers would have one less thing to worry about. They would have government subsidized health care.
Absolutely. And you would have health care for your family, and you wouldn't be afraid to stay home or take them to the doctor as it is now. And from personal experience, Walmart gives you a choice. You're either a family, or you're there with them.
They make you choose between your family and Walmart?
Yeah, and if you choose your family, you're going to pay the consequences somewhere down the line. Because
you stay at home to take care of a sick child, you get penalized, etc.
Yes, you do. You're probably just termination, no penalized. But we shouldn't have to make choices between our sick children and food on the table, because Walmart has to have that kind of control to the point where, even though they know it's wrong, they still do it.
Well, Mary, I want to wish you the best of luck, and thank you so much for spending this time with us.
All right, thank you.